What's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to look at grammar, and more specifically we are going to look at comparative and superlative adjectives. When do we use these adjectives? How do we form or construct them? Of course, we'll look at some examples, and at the end we're going to do a quiz. So don't go anywhere, because in the next 5 minutes you'll learn how to correctly use these comparative and superlative adjectives. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get right to it. So when do we use comparative and superlative adjectives? Well, comparative adjectives, they are used to compare the difference between two nouns, and they describe how one thing differs in quality, quantity, or degree from another. So comparative, remember, we're comparing two things. And when do we use superlative adjectives? They are used to show the highest degree of equality among three or more nouns. They describe which thing or person has the most or least of a certain quality. So superlative, three or more. So remember that. The most important thing to form or create these comparative or superlative adjectives depends on how many syllables there are in the adjective. But what are syllables? A syllable is a single unbroken sound unit of a word. It typically consists of a vowel sound with or without surrounding consonants. Syllables are the building blocks of words and are important in pronunciation, rhythm, and poetry. Okay, so now we know what the syllable is. Let's go look at some examples. The word cat has one syllable, cat. The word carpet has two syllables, carpet. The word banana has three syllables, ba-na-na. Now that we know what syllables are and how important they are to form these comparative and superlative adjectives, let's go ahead and form these adjectives. For one-syllable adjectives, the comparative adjective is created by just adding er to the end of the word, and for superlative adjectives, we just add est at the end of the word. So yeah, very, very simple. Let's go look at some examples. Tall, taller, tallest. Jack is taller than Adam. Remember, we are comparing two things to each other, so the comparative. And the other example, Ben is the tallest boy in the school. So the superlative, Ben is now compared to all the boys in the school. Let's see some other examples. Big, bigger, biggest, large, larger, largest, hot, hotter, hottest. Let's move on to the next one. For two-syllable adjectives ending in er, le, and ow, the comparative adjective is formed by adding er to the end of the word, and the superlative adjective is formed by adding est to the end of the word. Yeah, so exactly the same as the one-syllable adjective. Let's go look at some examples. Clever, cleverer, cleverest. Simple, simpler, simplest. Gentle, gentler, gentlest. Shallow, shallower, shallowest. And narrow, narrower, narrowest. Okay, so that's the two syllables ending with those letters. Let's move on to the next one. For two-syllable adjectives ending in y, the comparative adjective is formed by changing the y to an I and add er to the end of the word, and the superlative adjective is formed by changing the y to an I and then adding est to the end of the word. If you like the content, please like and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. But let's go look at some examples. Busy, busier, busiest. Cape Town is busier than Pretoria. Of course, we are comparing two things to each other, so the comparative adjective. New York is the busiest city in the world. The superlative. Now New York is compared to all the cities in the world. Let's go look at some more examples. Happy, happier, happiest. Scary, scarier, scariest. Pretty, prettier, prettiest. Easy, easier, easiest. Let's go see how we form the next group of comparative and superlative adjectives. Adjectives with 2 or more syllables. The comparative adjective is formed by putting more before the adjective, and the superlative adjective is formed by putting most before the adjective. So just to clear things up for us, these are all the 2-syllable adjectives that we didn't cover in the first part of this lesson. Let's go look at some examples. Beautiful, more beautiful, most beautiful. Jane is more beautiful than Monica. Yes, again, we are only comparing 2 things to each other. Sarah is the most beautiful woman in the world. Yes, the superlative. We are comparing Sarah to all the women in the world. Let's look at some other examples. Delicious, more delicious, most delicious. Famous, more famous, most famous. And finally, let's go look at the last group of comparative and superlative adjectives and how they are formed. But you know, in the English language, there are some certain rules or specific structures that one can follow. And then, unfortunately, there are some situations where we just need to memorize it. There is no specific structure or rule. And that's the case with our last set of adjectives. For irregular adjectives, they don't follow the usual rules for forming comparative and superlative adjectives. Instead, they have unique forms that need to be memorized. Oh man, unfortunately we have this, just like some of those phrasal verbs or those irregular past tense verbs. We just have to memorize them. So let's go look at some examples. Good, better, best. She is a better singer than her sister. Of course, we are comparing 2 things, comparative adjective. He is the best player on the team. The superlative one, he is compared to all the players in the team, more than 2. Let's look at our final examples. Bad, worse, worst. Little, less, least. Far, farther, we can also say further, farthest or furthest. And the last one, much, many, more, most. So there we have it, comparative and superlative adjectives. When do we use them? How do we form them? Let's go do a little quiz to see how much we remembered. Jack runs fast than Peter. That is the scary movie I've ever seen. This is the shallow lake in Europe. Gold is expensive than silver. I like hamburgers much many than pizza. So yeah, so look at those, change all those words in blue to the comparative or superlative adjective. Let's go look at the answers. Jack runs faster than Peter. Comparative adjective, comparing 2 things. That is the scariest movie I've ever seen. Superlative, comparing more than 2 things. This is the shallowest lake in Europe. Again, superlative, comparing more than 2 things. Gold is more expensive than silver, comparing 2 things, so comparative. And the last one, I like hamburgers more than pizza, again comparative because we're comparing 2 things. And that wraps it up for another video, comparative and superlative adjectives. I hope this video was helpful. And as always, thanks a lot everyone for watching, for liking, for subscribing. We'll see each other in the next video. Bye-bye.